Video game Would You Rather. We're each going to get a moment to justify what our picks would be. We're going to be 2 options between them. There's going to be about 5 sets.
Let's go.
Ian.
Yes.
Would you rather get a remake of Sonic Adventure 2 or get a remake of Ocarina of Time?
Okay. So, both are fantastic games. Both have a lot of nostalgia for me. I love them both dearly. I think that they both hold up and don't need a remake. Ocarina of Time already has gotten a remake for the 3DS, but it didn't feel like that much of a difference between the old and the new. So I think it could stand for another remake. Plus, I don't know if y'all saw, like way back, like 15 years ago, I saw a YouTube video of someone made a hyper-realistic Ocarina of Time in Unreal Engine, and it looked insanely good, and they got cease and desist real hard.
Because it looked that good?
Because it looked that good and it wasn't made by Nintendo.
Yep.
And I would pay so much money to get a copy of that finished and play the fuck through it. Ocarina of Time remake, but hyper-realistic is what I want. So that's my pick.
So, mine's the opposite. So I don't have the same nostalgia for Ocarina of Time, to be fair. I think it's a good game, but truly I only played it the first time because I was starting to date you and I liked you a lot. And I said, how do I get into this boy's pants? Let's play his favorite video game. So, like, that game's fine. But Sonic Adventure 2, I just want any excuse to play that game. I don't want them to make really any changes. I just want them to, like, make it in, like, a better engine and then... but make it the exact same game, but I want it to just be like a upscale version of it, but not a remaster. Almost like between a remaster and a remake. Like if it's like they didn't change anything about it, but they just made it better.
That sounds like a remaster to me.
Maybe. Honestly, I would love, for both of these games, I would love like the Mario All-Stars treatment. Like give me Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, and Sonic Heroes in like a All-Stars just packaged up. Or same thing with the Zelda series. I think what?
That's happened.
Oh yeah, like what is it called?
You can buy a bundle of Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Wind Waker.
Yes, but make it like the remaster treatment and give it Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and I guess Wind Waker, something of that nature. But I would just personally be playing Sonic Adventure 2, and that is not because I have a crush on Sonic, it's because I think the game could just be better. And also, true, both of these games hold up, so like it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not really a big deal.
We don't need them, but before you move on, I just want to point out, I've always thought about this. Sonic, look at those eyes. His eyes are one eye.
Yes.
Just barely separated.
Yep.
Like I used to think about all the time when I was younger, just if his pupils just like switch sides. I want to see that happen. Maybe that should be the new remake of Sonic Adventure 2, is that there's a new mechanic to swap Sonic's pupils into his other eyes.
I'm not sure if they would market that. I'm not sure if that would market well.
They would. It would. It would.
I
trust me. Hey, let me hold your hands while I say this. Bitch, trust me, it would.
Nice. Alright. Ian.
Yes.
Would you rather every time your partner walks in on a game, they spoil the plot? Or every time your partner walks in on a game, they start complaining because it's not Call of Duty Modern Black Ops 6. They only care about Call of Duty.
I would rather my partner complain that the game is not Call of Duty Modern Black Ops 6, which I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that's the name of any game.
It could be one day.
I think it's Modern Warfare or just Call of Duty Black Ops. I don't think Modern
My
Black
fiance is a Call of Duty person.
I'm not. I could be
You
wrong.
love Call of Duty?
I could be wrong.
You're a Call of Duty fuckboy?
Alright, enough. But if someone's gonna walk in and talk through a game with a like Call of Duty or like complaining about something, I can be like, alright, shut the fuck up and move on. But if you're spoiling the plot of the game, here's my thing. Spoiling a movie is a scummy thing to do. Spoiling a show is even more so, because a movie you're only investing like 2 hours into. TV show you could be investing like 10 hours into. Games, a lot of games end up lasting like a good like some
40 plus.
40 plus 60 hours to spoil something that you're investing that much time into is a dick move, and I stand by that, and I don't want to hear any of it. So I would rather you complain about it not being Black Ops, because I could just be like, goodbye.
I see the justification there, and I'm kind of in the middle here. I get that. But also, my one hang up is that I would not want to be dating or like partner with somebody who is a little Call of Duty fuckboy, and like that's all they care about, and they hate every other game. They're just like, oh, why aren't you playing like this game is better? I'm just like, I would much rather you walk in, like have a passionate reaction to like the ending of Final Fantasy 16 than walk in and say, this isn't Call of Duty, so it's not a cool game. I think I would not last long in that relationship. I'd be annoyed if they walk in every time and are just like, oh my god, I have to talk about what happens at the end of this game. But I would be like, well, at least you're passionate.
You'd just have to adapt to only playing games like Stardew Valley and stuff that don't really have an ending.
Yeah, I can only play Minecraft around them.
Truly.
I can that
like,
way.
If you tell me there's an Ender Dragon, oh no.
Oh god.
Oh no.
No, I didn't know that. If anything, I'd be like, please tell me how to fucking make this.
But if someone,
what's the recipe?
If someone told me like who put the curse on the prince in Metaphor Refantasio, I would beat them up.
Beat them. Beat. All right, Ian.
Yes.
Would you rather every time you play Overwatch or Marvel Rivals, you get called slurs over chat, but you always win? Or you only play with your closest of friends, but you always lose?
Why not both? I'd say my friends are calling me the slurs, and that's all right. No, but in all actuality, I'm playing those games for the good vibes. I'm not good at them to begin with, so I don't want to be mad at people in chat or anything like that. I would rather play with all my closest friends and always lose, because at least we're having a good time chilling together, or else we would stop playing the game.
That's fair. I play games like Overwatch and Marvel Rivals simply for, like, let me get my anger out a little bit. Like, let me be responsible with where I'm putting my anger. So if someone wants to come at me and call me a slur, I'm just going to go call them a slur right back. So then it's like, cool, win-win, and I win. Great, we love it.
Toxic.
Yeah, sometimes you have that toxic gamer boy in you, and you just got to get it out one way. But like, you don't want to play it with you don't want to be toxic to your friends, so you're just going to be toxic to like randos online who are already being toxic to you. That's how I approach Overwatch in general.
True.
Would you rather, for every new game you want to start, you have to beat a Souls game? Or you can only start one new game every 6 months?
Start one new game. Hello? Start one new game every 6 months, and here's why. A, I don't like Souls-like games very much. I don't think they're super fun. I think that they're just more frustrating than anything else. And because of that, I don't think that I would actually finish a Souls game within 6 months. They tend to be longer and more difficult to get through. So unless I find one short one and can play that one over and over to like get through this, I don't know. I think that the timeline would end up being longer than the 6 months and just more annoying. Plus, that's kind of how I play games already, is I'll start a new game, I'll go really hard on that one game. Right now it's Metaphor Refantasio, and I'm going real hard on that one, and then whenever I'm not playing that, I'm either going back to Stardew Valley, Slay the Spire, Zelda, or something like that. So it's not like I'm starting new games constantly. The only time I start new games constantly is when I'm trying to start a new game and I keep picking up bad ones that I'm like, nope, pass, and move on from. So new game every 6 months, as long as I can still play Slay the Spire and stuff like that in the in-between. Yes,
I think of it as like, once you've unlocked that game's like, you're good, you can start that game whenever you want.
Then definitely.
I don't know, I am the type of person where I play like 3 games at a time. So I'm like, I don't think that the 6 months will work with me. And I kind of like Souls games. And it's like Souls-like games too. Like, I love Code Vein. That was like it looked like more of a JRPG, almost like an anime thing. And you always had a partner, so it was a little easier. I liked that game.
That's a Souls game, though.
Yeah, Souls-like. Yeah, it's whatever.
He's bending the rules.
I'm bending the rules. But yeah, I feel like that would be a little I could do it. And it's like I enjoy them enough where it's like, okay, let me do that so I can start a new game. And that's probably 2 Souls games a year. I could do that. Easy.
All right.
I think it'd be fun. Okay. Ian, would you rather never be able to play a Nintendo game
hate it.
again?
I hate that picture.
Hate.
Okay.
Or
Go ahead.
only be able to play Nintendo games for the rest of your life. So no PlayStation, no Xbox, no PC, only Nintendo games.
All right, listen up, y'all. Because my answer might surprise you. As a Nintendo kid who grew up on Nintendo and nothing else, I would choose to never be able to play a Nintendo game again. And here's why. I think Nintendo, their whole brand is finding new inventive ways to recycle the same concepts.
Yeah.
Well, other games are inventing new concepts. Some are hits, some are misses.
Yeah.
Well, Nintendo usually hits.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
They do. However, I've played plenty of Nintendo games. I kind of understand the layout. There's nothing really new that I'm going to take away from playing a new Nintendo game, besides maybe like in Zelda. They're getting more inventive there. But I think that where I'm at now is I am really enjoying story games. I am enjoying cozy games, etc. And I think that I can find a lot more variety with those outside of Nintendo. So I would choose never to be able to play a Nintendo game again.
Damn. I would do the same. I grew up, I loved Nintendo. Luigi's Mansion was like one of my first favorite games. The Smash series I would miss. But I 100%, to me, like the Sony worlds, Xbox is fine. PC though, like that world of video games is just so above and beyond for me. Like it's an easy no to Nintendo. I only really get into Nintendo if I'm like looking for like a side game to play, and I'm like, oh, let me just throw on this Zelda game or something. I do love Fire Emblem. I would miss that a lot.
That's so fair.
Yeah, but like otherwise, like to say it's like, oh, I can only play Nintendo, so I'd be missing out on so many huge like games. I would never play The Last of Us.
You'd miss out on entire genres. Like Nintendo doesn't really do horror or anything like that. Yeah. Well, I love a spooky game.
Yeah, same. Imagine never being able to play The Quarry or Until Dawn. Never being able to play. They have a couple of like cross-platform things. Like you can still play Kingdom Hearts. Could still play Overwatch and stuff like that. Yeah.
They're just not huge on story games. They're huge on gameplay and finding new and fun ways to reinvent the wheel.
And they do great, but
yeah,
I don't think it could hold as the sole thing.
I just love a good story.
Same. And that's the end.
Slay.